Welcome everybody. In this video, we're going to take a look at a full in-depth technical analysis of IoTeX. IOTX is the symbol for this cryptocurrency. What's up YouTube community? Welcome to Invest Desk. This is your #1 channel for cryptocurrency investing, daily news, forecasts, and updates. My name is Syed, and in this video, we are going to take a look at full technical analysis of IoTeX. So let's dive right into what IoTeX is all about and what it solves, what kind of a problem, before I get to the actual detailed analysis regarding financial, network ownership, exchange, social, and derivatives. IoTeX is basically the Internet of Trusted Things. And if you navigate to IoTeX.io, that's their website. So the Internet of Trusted of things like dApps, businesses, and what they do is basically enable users to own their devices as well as the data and value they generate. The important thing first is to look at the 2021 roadmap. So let's go ahead and take a look at it before we dive deeper into the full technical analysis as a preliminary. So the 2021 roadmap for IoTeX looks promising, and this will be the year when IoTeX becomes the leading blockchain platform for the Internet of Things, IoT. The hypergrowth of IoTeX ecosystem has been seen in the last several months, and their journey to the Internet of Trusted Things is again promising. For example, we're looking at trusted devices, which is self-sovereign devices getting into real-world data oracles, trusted data, and then decentralized autonomous machines. Of course, machine services and synthetic assets, autonomous value generation for owners, and of course the future holds for IoTeX is M2M, which is machine-to-machine interactions. So this is really important to know where they're heading within this particular year and moving beyond. So let's get on with our technical analysis for IoTeX. So let's begin our technical analysis. The token summary is the first part. The holders making money at current price, which is 0.04 cents, right, is at 97%. They're in, and about 3% are out. The concentration by large holders is 98% for IoTeX. Price correlation with Bitcoin is 0.81, which is fairly high correlation. The holders composition by the time held, 1 year plus is 87%, 1 to 12 months is about 12%, and less than 1 month is 2%. And of course, there are other token summary as well. The total exchange inflows are $95.9K, and then total exchange outflows is $41.52K. Here are some exchange signals. The summary is neutral. The on-chain signals and exchange signals are also provided. But let's dive deeper into IoTeX. So let me go ahead and click on the dive deeper. And this is where the first thing we are going to talk about is the global in, out of the money. So whether you're in the money or you're out of the money as far as IoTeX is concerned. So everything in green, these green circles represents that you're in the money, primarily saying that if you bought at 0.047947 today, this is the value of IoTeX. So anything less than 0.047947, you are in the money, so congratulations. Anything beyond this, of course, you're out of the money. So pretty much around 96.51% are in the money, which is a fairly high number. That's not too bad. Only 3.49%, you will notice, are out of the money. So if I look at the in-out the money around price, which is at 0.047947, you'll notice that about 97.13% are basically in green, and of course the rest are in red. The historical chart for in or out of the money is also, you can see this right here. And right now, about 0 addresses are in red, about 425 addresses, which is about 3.49%, are neutral, and then in the money are 11.77K addresses, almost 96.51% are in the money. So, which means that 96%, 97% individuals are doing well with IoTeX. Here's the break-even price. This is interesting. The profit is, of course, anything less, you bought less than 0.047947, you are making a profit, depending on where you bought it. And you'll notice that about 11.07 thousand addresses are making profit. That's about roughly 90%, 90.82% to be specific, are making profits. So that's not too bad. That's a good percentage of individuals making profit on IOTeX. Historical break-even price is also here. I am going to scroll down to the number of large transactions and the transaction volume. So you'll notice that just recently, when the price was at 0.046, which is at week from Monday, March 15th, 2021, and moving forward. So, and this is the large transaction volume also. Let's scroll down. Let's take a look at the price, of course, itself. This is for the chart that you see here is the all price. If I take a look at the price for 1 month, the last month, you will notice that the price is gradually increasing. So right now it's at 0.047. Just back in February, the price was 0.002. So essentially in 1 month, it doubled its price, right? From 0.02 approximately to 0.04 in 1 month. And that's a pretty good thing. And of course, the chart shows that it's grown. If a last 7-day chart, it's still on the incline. So about 5.7% change for the last 24 hours. Let's scroll down. The average transaction size. You will notice that the average transaction size are also at for example, 0.04. The average transaction size is $3,247. That's the average size at this price. If I were to go below here, for example, at 0.007, the average transaction size was about $1,073. So the average size of transactions with IOTeX is also growing. The 7-day average for the transaction size is $2,990, and the 7-day high is roughly around 4,000. Here's the volatility for IOTeX. You'll notice, for example, if I were to take a look at the last month or so, you'll see the volatility and the price. The volatility is blue, for example, and you'll notice that recently it has become less volatile. In other words, it has become more stable. And because of the 2021 roadmap and because of where they're heading, the volatility has decreased. Daily active addresses. The green ones are the active addresses. The blue ones are the new addresses, for example. This is the blue new addresses. Green are the active addresses. The orange are the zero balance addresses for IOTeX. And of course, the 7-day change is about 33.33%. Total number of addresses for IOTeX, total with a balance, you will notice there are about 12.19K addresses at 0.045825. And the 30-day average with balance is about 12.16 thousand addresses. Scroll down to a couple of other ones that I want to talk about. Number of transactions. For example, the last month or so, you'll see the price is in black chart on the chart here, and then of course the blue are the number of transactions. So the number of transactions for this particular week or the last week are sort of down as compared to the last week. The 7-day average for these transactions is about 25.86 transactions. Of course, here's the transaction volume in US dollars, and here's the East and West. And East and West, by the way, this is the daily chart where we see the blues are the East, and of course the greens are the West, and transactions are 11. And this is a 14-day East versus West. And the East weighted average is about 53.09%, and the West weighted average is 46.91%. And East and West transactions are just basically time-bound transactions. So from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. is East, for example, and then of course the West is the other UTC times. Let's scroll down. This is the average time token is held. In other words, the IOTeX token is held for about 1.1 years. So individuals, investors are holding this for an average about 1.1 years. And the average time between transactions is also displayed. For example, if I were to navigate to 1 month, the last month, you will notice that on Thursday, March 18th, for example, as shown here, price is at 0.046090. And of course, the blue is in seconds. The price isn't right here on the chart. Then we have the hash rates. And here's something very exciting. Here's something important for ownership of IOTeX. The whales versus the investors. So you'll notice that the whales here, the light green circles represent low activity addresses. And of course, the dark green represents the high activity address. So here, the high activity address is about 19.66%, where the average balance in US dollars is about 89.16 million. And of course, this could be exchanges or otherwise. And on the right here, you will see the investors. The light blue color represents the low activity addresses. And then of course, the dark blue is the high activity address. And this is about 0.67%. In other words, about $3 million from investors from a one address. So in other words, the whales concentration overall is 94.98% in IOTeX, and of course only 3% are investors. Here's the concentration chart that gives you an idea so you can make informed decisions whether you want to invest in IOTeX or how to evaluate your own positions. The green represents the whales volume, and of course the blue is the investor volume, and the orange are the retail volumes. Ownership by time held. This is also interesting. The blue bars that you see, the blue color, are the hodlers, right? 1 year plus hodlers, they're about 72%. The cruisers represents the red or the pink bars here, which are about 1 to 12 months, right? That's what they're holding it for, about 2.88 thousand addresses. That's roughly around 24%. And of course, the yellow represents the traders, the active traders, and they're only 3%. So majority of IOTeX holders are actually holding it for a little over 1 year. Let's scroll down, and here's the growth of these hodlers. So over time, starting all the way back from March 2020 to March 2021, so 1 year, you'll notice the steady inclination of the ownership hodlers. They're holding IOTeX for 1+ year. That means people are investing in IOTeX for long term, which kind of makes sense because that's really what the roadmap is all about, the Internet of Things, and that's where the IOTeX is going, this blockchain is going. And of course, the cruisers are declining over time in terms of 1 to 12 months, right? They're declining, and more people are actually holding it for long term. So if you were working with your own portfolio, you can then of course diversify based on your own analysis, and you can make informed decisions. Traders similarly are of course up and down. Recently, the volumes have been low. They traded last year was pretty heavy. So which also implies that people are now holding on to IOTeX as a long-term investment. Exchanges, we talked about this earlier briefly, on-chain flows, and of course inflow transaction count is also here. Next, let me talk about, if I scroll down, the order books, and of course we have the exchange chart, trades per side, socials. This is also very interesting. Let's take a look at the Telegram sentiment regarding IOTeX. And this sentiment is of course on the 7-day positive, there are 0 messages, 7-day neutral is 1 messages, and of course 7-day negative are 0. So you'll see the chart here about Telegram. If I scroll down, the Twitter sentiment about IOTeX, the green represents positive, neutral is gray, and the red is negative. Of course, here's the price. So on Twitter, the sentiment sort of like is less than what it was last year. And of course, the reason is that people are holding this for the long term. The GitHub represents the development, the backend development, the developers working on IOTeX. And you'll notice the green stars on the code, the commits are blue, and of course, open issues are orange. And this tells you the development that is happening at GitHub, which is a repository where all the code for this IOTeX, and of course search trends and so on. Here's the project, new key topics for this. So let's scroll down and see if anything else that is important. I think that's about it. So what I want to do is just scroll up, and IOTeX once again is about Internet of Things. People are holding it for the long term, as we've seen based on this full analysis. Let me know if you have any questions. Comment down below with any additional cryptocurrency you'd like me to cover. I'll be happy to do so, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. This is your #1 channel for latest cryptocurrency news, updates, and forecasts. And of course, smash that like button and the bell notification so you get notified every single time I come up with a new video. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.